Welcome to the Sunday service at CSLN. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family. The Center for Spiritual Living Nashville offers spiritual tools for anyone seeking a more fulfilled and meaningful life through a deeper connection with a higher power or universal truths. Be sure to subscribe below if you enjoy our programs. Now let's join today's service.
Good morning. My name's Elaine Benson. Thank you for saying good morning back. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yes, yes. That way I know you're listening and you're alive out there. And my name is Elaine Benson, and I'm one of your practitioners, and I am your host for today. And it's a pleasure to welcome you to Sunday morning at CSLN. And I would like to welcome our broadcast audience and invite you to join us here in person in Nashville. So if you're wondering what CSLN is, it is a radiant, vibrant, spiritual community dedicated to studying and living the practices of science of mind as set down by Ernest Holmes. One of the most primary teachings is change your thinking, change your life, which sounds very simple. And it is very simple, just to say that. But all of you are laughing, and you know, though, that is a lot of work. And everyone here is dedicated and committed to living this and practicing it every day because that's what it takes. And so I appreciate your presence and being here today and your dedication to the teaching. So if you want to live your best and most meaningful life without fear, stress, or confusion, you are in the right place this morning. So Larry, do you have another song for us today, right now?
You're ready. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you.
All right. Doing our singing today is a long-term member of the CSLN community, along with her real estate business. She has been in and out of the music business for many years. So it's Antoinette Olson, and then along with Antoinette today, we have a special guest. Her name is Ulla Hedwig. And Ulla has performed with, ready for this, Bette Midler, Darlene Love, Paul Simon, and Robert Plant. Okay, so we're glad to have her. Thank you for coming, Ulla. So give them a round of applause. It's Antoinette and Ulla.
I wrote this first song with my friend Jill. Draw people in with the kindness you share. Let grace be your dare. The smile on your face and the hand that you lend will make you a friend. Live out loud, wear your faith on your sleeve. Live out loud, let your joy plant a seed. When you live out love. When we argue and fight, nobody wins. Let's do what Jesus did. Judgment and hate will drive them away. Passion shows us the way. Live out loud, wear your faith on your sleeve. Live out loud, let your joy plant a seed. When you live out love.
morning and welcome to our center. My name's Beverly Clark and I'm one of your board members. Please join us in the fellowship hall after the service for some light refreshments. This week's meetings include the monthly practitioner meeting, which has moved its usual time from 7 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. Please also note the social events team postponed last week's meeting is now meeting this week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. You can find the link to that meeting on the CSLN calendar and our website, and be sure to join in the meeting if you are planning on being involved in our picnic, which is really a lot of great fun. So it will be great to see a lot of familiar faces, old and new, at the picnic. We have so much happening in the next few months. As you know, our decision to sell the building was practically unanimous, and that was our first step. We have much to do ahead of us to make this happen. The board and transition team will make sure the community is kept up to date on how things progress. The transition team will also be posting updates in the newsletter, email, and letters to your homes. So here's the first update. We are currently in the process of selecting a realtor. We've been in the interview process and we have more this week coming up. What we've learned so far is, depending on who buys the building and what they want to do with it, it could be springtime before this process is complete because of permits and zonings, and there may be changes required. So we may be in this building a little while longer. But that's all good because we love it here and it's all in divine order. In the regards to the building, we're just going to do the upkeep that's needed. There won't be any extravagant repairs. There's not going to be anything but that just needs to be done. But however, we do need your support through this transition time, and maybe think of increasing a little bit just to help us in this gap period. We are continuing our plans to hire a new minister, and we will update our minister's packet when we have more news about the sale of our building. The transition team, that's a very exciting team to be on, and that's going to be the ones that figure out what's next. One of the things they're doing is to make sure we communicate our progress. We want to be very transparent about what's going on here. The second is identifying an interim space for our Sunday service if needed. What our vision is to go from here to our permanent home, and that would be just so much easier. But however, if we need a plan B, we will go there. The third focus is identifying what we will bring with us, what we will let go of. We have a lot of things that have been gifted to our community in the way of chairs, and this. We're going to plan to take this beautiful stained glass with us wherever we go, so we need people to help with that transition team. If anybody wants to be on it, please email Annie at admin@csln.org. Here are a few announcements. We have an employment opportunity. We are searching for a new youth director. Please contact Annie again at admin@csln.org, or if you know anyone that would be interested. We need help with hospitality a couple of Sundays a month. It's great fun to be in the kitchen. I always love being in the kitchen. It's a fun way to give back to your community. Contact Susan Priam after the service or email her at susan.priam15@outlook.com. Does anyone have a financial or bookkeeping background? We are needing a community member to volunteer their time to assist in duties as treasurer. This does not require that you be on the board, and if you're interested, reach out to Annie at admin@cslnnashville.org. Lastly, we have a new exciting class starting in September. On the 15th, Roby Chavance, an ordained Science of Mind minister, will be teaching the spiritual laws of mental equivalence. Leap into your true potential by activating the powerful law of mental equivalence. For everything formed in the universe, there is a corresponding mental image. In this course, you will learn how to create an expanded awareness of and relationship to the creative process, enabling you to generate greater good in your life than ever before.
This class begins on September 15th. It will be on Thursday evenings at 6:30 to 8:30 via Zoom. The length of the course is 6 weeks, and the required text will be supplied. Tuition is $195 for students and $95 for practitioners. This is also a certified course and does count toward becoming a practitioner, so that's exciting. The sign-up form is on our website. Need a spiritual mind treatment? Find one of our practitioners after the service or on the website. Don't forget to give love to our center and help it thrive by going to lovecsln.com. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Also, AJ has a little announcement about the Writers' Night he would like to share.
Yeah, we will be doing a writer's night, not this Friday, but a week from this Friday. And we're going to have an open mic at 6:30, and we're going to have an act at 7:30, 8, and 8:30. And it's just a great way to have some tunes, bring some food if you feel like it, and everybody has a great time. So that's what I had to say. Thanks.
It's cold today out here in LA. I made it through the longest night of my life. Everything I own in boxes, there's always another mountain to climb. And hard times are there for the teaching I've learned. There must be a bridge somewhere I'm needing to burn. And I just have to keep believing. Time is there for the healing. Dreams are mine for the reaching. And I know deep inside of me, soon I'll be flying free. Empty rooms, I still feel the same fool. A prisoner of promises and sweet talk. Familiar streets I've walked before, and I know every crack in this sidewalk. Time and time again, I will stumble and fall. But when the sun comes up in the morning, I'll rise above it all. And I just have to keep believing. Time is there for the healing. Dreams are mine for the reaching. And I know deep
We kind of landed at the end. Thank you. Now is the time for us to join together as we read and embrace CSLN's New Minister Sacred Covenant Easy Prayer. We will be reading a shortened version of the covenant. As a reminder, there are copies of the full covenant in the lobby for you to take home and use in your daily spiritual practice. The intentions of the Easy Prayer are stated in the first person as I am. For we know that we can only attract to us what we ourselves embody. Please stand as you are able. So let's begin. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as demonstrating the power of love in a thriving community. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am guiding and inspiring our community collaboratively with love. I am an inspiring speaker who is a living example of science of mind, principles in action. I am open at the top, clearly communicating science of mind, principles, and universal truths. I am knowing the divine truth that each person is a beautiful child of God, whole, complete, and perfect. I am embracing and supporting our music culture. I have an abundant financial consciousness for a thriving, vibrant community. So it is. So to go deeper into the principles of science of mind, here is practitioner David Arnholter with our reading, and you may be seated. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. The reading today is from Living the Science of Mind, page 339, and Can We Talk to God, page 131, by Ernest Holmes. Only as much good can come to us as we mentally receive. We must increase our receptivity, continuously extend and expand our consciousness. We should declare 100 times a day, and I'd like you to repeat after me. Good and more good is mine. Good and more good is mine. And really feel this. An ever-increasing good is mine. An ever-increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it. I experience it. It crowds itself against me. It flows through me. It expresses itself in me. And multiplies itself around me. Good and more good is mine. Good and more good is mine. Excellent, excellent. Now, what occurred to me this morning is this is an excellent affirmation, and all you have to do is change out the word good with whatever you're working on. Let's try that. Just one time. We're going to do it for every word that we know, but I want to try this, all right? Let's use love. Ready? Love and more love is mine. I'll say it and then you come in. Just that's fine. Love and more love is mine.
Love and more love is mine.
An ever-increasing love is mine.
An ever-increasing love is mine.
There is no limit to the love which is mine.
There is no limit to the love which is mine.
Everywhere I go, I see this love. I feel it. I experience it. It crowds against me. It flows through me. It expresses itself in me and multiplies itself around me. Love and more love is mine. And so it is. Yes, good job. Okay. Yeah. So let's all just take a deep breath and bring that love in. Really feel it as we do this. I'm going to be doing this prayer treatment in the first person, but please make it personal to you, okay? So let's just take a deep breath in, bring that love in, and when we exhale, just let all the ego stuff, all the fear stuff, all the upset, anything that's bothering you, just let it go. Each new breath, love, and exhale the yuck. So I know that there is only one spirit, one life, one love. And I am one with spirit. I am one with life. I am one with love. I know this fully and completely. I know that a perfect healing power is flowing in and through me and our community right now, healing every decision, healing every thought, healing every action. And I send loving, healing energy out to anyone in our community dealing with health or other issues. And I affirm the highest and the best, greatest outcome for them. As a community right now, we hold them all in our love, and in silence, we lift up those in special need right now. And I know that the infinite mind and spirit of God is all powerful, so powerful, and expresses its divine wisdom and guidance. And I'm conscious of this divine guidance as I know prosperity and financial abundance for our center. As I know the perfect buyer for this property has already appeared. As I know our perfect new minister is even now drawn to us in love. And I give thanks for every expression of love that's present in our audience today and watching this broadcast from home. I give thanks for this community. I give thanks for our Science of Mind teaching. I give thanks for everyone making this service possible today. Larry and the band, and the Antoinette and the soloists, the AV team, the greeters, the practitioners, the youth team, the board of trustees, Annie, and especially for Gregory Fisher, our speaker today. I just give thanks for them all. And I give thanks for our new minister, who is now with us in love. I give thanks for love. And accepting love as my life experience, I release my word into the universal law of mind, knowing it has already made it so. And together we say, and so it is. Have a great day.
So I wrote this song quite a while ago.
My ship was at the dark the day that I was born, but it took so long to find it through the fog and all the storms. I was spinning round in circles, finding walls, placing blame. I had all the pieces, but I wouldn't play the game. I was too afraid to lose, so I never took the chance. The music was playing, but I just wouldn't dance. I was searching for a golden street when they were right here underneath my feet. Heaven was right within my reach the day I opened up my eyes. I found the secret of life. You can chase after the cherished things in life that can be bought, but the beauty's in the journey down the path you choose to walk. Everywhere you turn, you'll find a choice. It starts with just a whisper to find a beautiful voice. The war we have to fight is in our own hearts and minds. The biggest sin of all is not to try. I was searching for a golden street when they were right here underneath my feet. Heaven was right within my reach the day I opened up my eyes. I found the secret of life. Take a step today toward your dreams. I promise you they will be closer than they seem. I was searching for a golden street when they were right here underneath my feet. Heaven is right within my reach the day I opened up my eyes. I found the secret. I found the secret of
Thank you. Thank you.
Antoinette Olson. Who the head with?
And Brian Wright.
Oh, we are so blessed here, aren't we? I mean, gee. Well, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for the day. And there's just so much that I could say. I just couldn't quite narrow it down. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. Welcome Gregory Fisher.
Bless his heart.
Hey, Ray, we need sound.
Bless his heart.
Once we get married, he won't be watching as much football.
Bless her heart.
Oh, hey, guys. Next time.
Bless his heart. Bless her heart. Oh, come on. Bless his heart.
Bless their hearts.
It's a Southern thing, right? Now, I know not everybody here is from the South, but you are in the South, right? So you've probably either experienced this before, or maybe even, I don't know, that moment where you have a feeling about something that's less than loving, and bless your heart seems a way to express that. That's a little bit maybe sarcastic, a whole lot to put down, right? But do we know that the truth is the concept of blessing someone's heart is actually an act of compassion? It should be. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Wouldn't you like to be a Southerner that knows that bless your heart means may your heart be comforted? May your suffering be eased, right? May your pain be lessened. Bless your heart. We live in a world full of judgment. Where does all that judgment come from? You know, I say this a lot here to you guys. 60,000 thoughts go through our head a day. That's a lot of thoughts. Where are they coming from? What are they about? Often they are about judgment. Why did she think that looked good? What would make him think that was the right thing to say? Whoever would call this house clean? I mean, I could go on and on. Those are some of the ones I think I use and go to a lot because I have judgments about such things. You know where our judgments come from? Our inner judge. You know where he comes from? In my case, he comes from? He's a response to my inner critic. Who's the inner critic? That one that judges me. That one that judges me. Nonstop. Constant. So I have developed an inner judge because he's the one that says, well, at least I'm not that. Bless his heart. Right? So, we feel like if we have judgments about others, we can overlook our own shortcomings. We can talk about the way people dress, the way they perform, in the workplace, how they drive. None of you have ever been critical of the way other people drive, have you? You know what I always find interesting? It almost always happens because I've kind of asked Spirit to do this for me, that when I say, yeah, nice running that red light, then I run the next red light. Right? Everyone thinks they're a better driver than everyone else. What's that about? It's so interesting. You know, it's like someone is saying the same thing about you that you just said about someone else. But whatever. We don't like people's politics. We don't like their beliefs about medicine these days. Seems it's a big deal. Beliefs about their religion. Historic judgments about race, about sex, about age, about gender, about sexuality. Lots of judgments. We think we're right. We need to believe we're right. Right now in our culture, I would say division is as rampant as it's ever been. I blame a lot of this on social media. It's very interesting how social media works. You know they sell ads. Did you know that? Have you noticed how you'll be talking about something, the next thing you know on Facebook, they're showing you an ad for it? Your phone's listening. It is. They look at what you're looking at. They look at what you're attracted to. They look at what your political views are, what your social views are, what your scientific views are. And they keep driving content to you that will support what you already believe. And they also drive to you content that contradicts the other point of view. So you see, we're being manipulated. I don't know if you knew that. I hope you do. And I'm not saying cut out all social media, but I'm saying take it with a grain of salt. And sometimes purposely pull up stuff that are different than your point of view, so maybe you can get that algorithm working so you see more. Here's what's also interesting. I have almost 5,000 friends. I have 5,000 friends. And I think all my friends believe the same way I do. I think they're looking at the same stuff on Facebook I am. They're not. Because the algorithm is sending them things that they're interested in. You know. What's interesting about that then is you might be sitting next to someone right now that you think believes the same thing you do. And isn't it shocking when you find out they don't? I mean, I've had some moments in the last couple of years where I was like, what? Wow. I didn't know. Yeah, family, friends, my partner, with vastly different positions on some of the issues upon which I think I am right, and all the evidence that I've seen supports it. So division. Then you find out, oh, we're at diametrically opposite ends of the spectrum on this issue. Now what am I going to do? I'm polarized. I recently had something very interesting. I had met someone through business, and we became friends on social media. And I posted something and tagged them, and somebody else, a friend of mine that has been a member of this church forever, texted me and said, "Do you actually know her?" I said, "Well, we've just become acquaintances, but I like her, and we're doing some business stuff that I'm really excited about." And he said, "Well, I think you ought to know that she was involved recently in a big political upheaval that has been in the media for the last, couple of years, a lot. And are you sure you want to be her friend?" Oh, deep breath. I don't know. I have some pretty strong feelings. I reckon she does too. I don't know. What's going to happen here? Well, I unfriended her. I'm just unwilling to be her friend. I had to get quiet. I had to say, look at you, universe, showing me a moral dilemma. Because you see, I want to believe something different than that I should cut everyone out of my life if they don't believe and feel and think and do exactly as I would. I suddenly heard in my head, and I really do say I suddenly heard in my head, which I am always up here saying I don't really believe that I hear things in my head, and then I keep saying I do. So, sorry. But I felt like I heard in my head, I can hate them for what they believe, or I can love them because of what I believe. I can love them because I know that every human being is inherently worthy of love, of belonging, of becoming, of evolving, right? I can also know this. As metaphysicians, we believe there's only one mind. Well, where did all these thoughts come from? We believe there's only one heart. Well, where did all these feelings come from? We believe there's only one truth. We believe there's only one thing. We are it, and so is everyone else. Where did all this division come from? Another deep breath. That is the question. Most of you know that I work as a therapist. In the last few years, there's become a new sort of approach to looking at these issues and the struggles that people have and are facing, called internal family systems. I've talked about it a little bit up here. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more right now. The idea of internal family systems is that internally, inside each one of us individually, there are lots of parts or personalities. Now, some of you go, wait a minute, I don't have multiple personality disorder. Yeah, well, that's not what we're talking about, although it's possible that even that diagnosis of multiple personality disorder is just an extreme version of what I'm getting ready to talk a little bit more about. But here's what we know. In all of us are personalities that have been born usually out of trauma or adverse circumstances, adverse events in our childhood and growing up and maybe yesterday. And they form to protect us, they think. They form to keep us safe, they think. They think it's their job. Now, you're going to go, what is he talking about? So let me demonstrate this for you because you already know it's true. Because I might say to you, hey, Lucia, let's go to lunch today. And you might say, you know, there's a part of me that wants to go to lunch. And there's a part of me that wants to just go home. Anyone ever said that? There's a part of me that wants this and another part of me that wants that. This is what we're talking about. It is indeed the human experience, but here's the good news about it. There is a part of you that is you. Oh. Now, see, as metaphysicians, we've known this all along, too. There is a part of me that is it. It's not all of it. That's the good news. It is me, but not all of me. I am it, but not all of it. Right? We know this. This is the basic tenet of our teaching. I am it, but not all of it. So you say, well, then what are these parts doing hanging around? Well, they're hanging around because we're also human. This is called the human experience. Our job as humans is to find that authentic self, that true self. In IFS, we call it the observer self. Don't you like that? The observer self. In me, he's the one that's sitting back watching all those other people do their thing. Now, mental health, good mental health, I would say good spiritual health, is being able to go observer self, witness self, true self, authentic self, me. Could you manage all of these other people? Could you manage all these other personalities? Guess where managing them starts? Compassion. Oh my God. What? Compassion. Hello, part of me that's a judge. I find compassion for you. I know you think you're doing your job. Hello, inner critic. I have compassion for you. I know you think you're doing your job. Hello, part of me that's afraid. Hello, part of me that is angry. Hello, part of me that is, I don't know, you name it. I see you. I see you. I might even know where you came from. I might even know when you're going to show up and do your thing. I've observed this pattern in me that when that happens, this one shows up. And it's not helpful. But there are no bad parts. There are just parts. They're just doing their thing. And my job is to notice them, to find compassion for them, to love them, and to ask them to step aside. Could I get less of you today? Could I have less of you today? Because you see, while you think you're protecting me, you're actually hurting me. You're actually preventing me from being my highest and best self. You're preventing me from being authentic. You're preventing me from being true. But you see, this is then where discord comes in. Because I sometimes believe my parts. I believe them. They're my first thought. And they cause me to react whenever I'm activated or I'm traumatized or I'm triggered. I'm so sick of saying those words. I say them about 100 times every day now in my job. But it's the truth, right? Something comes up and I'm going to do one of four things almost always. Autonomically. It happens without me even having to make a choice. I'm either going to fight, I'm going to flee, I'm going to freeze, or I'm going to fawn. I'm going to fight. I'm right. You're scaring me, you're hurting me, you're disagreeing with me, whatever. I'm going to fight. Or I'm going to say, I'm out of here. I'm out of here as fast as I can get out of here. Or I'm going to become a deer in headlights. What? Or I'm going to say, tell me what you need from me. Let me be what you want. Let me become a kind of a limp noodle here. And you just, see, those are the responses. But guess what part of me needs none of those responses? My authentic self. My authentic self says there's nothing happening here in this moment that I can't handle from the position of calm, of curiosity, of confidence, of compassion. That part of me has no need for all those trauma responses. Now, I'm telling you all this because where it gets really complicated then is I'm dealing with your parts too. And they're not consistent. Have you noticed that? You're dealing with someone and you're like, you acted different yesterday. Well, that's because I wasn't triggered the way I am today. Right? Guess what the response there is too? Compassion. In working with individuals, in working with couples especially, in working with organizations, one of the first things I come in and say to them is, can you find compassion for your parts that are showing up? And people sometimes say yes, sometimes they say no. And then I'm like, can you find compassion for their parts? Because they think they're keeping them safe. Can you just find compassion? Can you just become curious? I wonder where that came from. I wonder what it thinks it's doing. I wonder how it thinks it's keeping that person safe. I wonder why she wore that. Oh, no, we're not going there. Or maybe. I do wonder. And maybe I can find compassion for it It might not be the best representation. I don't know. I mean, curiosity, creativity, confidence, compassion. In our world, we've talked a lot over the centuries about a call to arms. There's a threat out there. I'm calling us all to arms. I'm calling us all to action. Here's what I'm doing today, beloved. I'm calling you to compassion. If there was ever a time our world needed unfettered compassion, it's now. What would it be like to get up in the morning and say, I will find compassion today for myself and for others. I will stop those thoughts of judgment and criticism of myself and others. I won't have to be right. I will first ask, what would love do now? I would first ask, not how well are you loving me? I would ask, how well am I loving you? Because it's the only thing I have any control over. How well am I loving you? What would it look like to love you from a place that is not afraid, that doesn't need to fight, that doesn't need to run, that doesn't need to freeze, that doesn't need to fawn? Because you see, sometimes I think loving you better is giving you your way. That's fawning. That's not authentic either. How well am I loving you? What would it look like to be compassionate? I have lost my place. Could you show me some compassion over that? I don't have my glasses on. I can't see a thing. Okay. The 4 agreements. If you haven't read them, would you please read them? If you have read them, would you read them again? It's a short book. Just keep reading it. Be impeccable with your word. Make no assumptions that you know what other people are thinking or doing or why they are. Take nothing personally. And always do your best. And know that your best will often change from day to day. Some days your best may not be very good. Find forgiveness for yourself and compassion for yourself and move on. I'm going to wrap this up. Gabrielle Bernstein has a book called Judgment Detox. It's a wonderful book. In the beginning of it, she says, by the way, the first judgment detox you need is from judging yourself. Just what I've said to you today. Judging yourself is why you judge everyone else. And I would like for you to consider a Buddhist approach. Several years ago, I had a boss that was awful. Bless her heart. And I couldn't understand why, because I actually thought we saw things pretty eye to eye, and I thought we could work together, but she was just awful. And I went to my therapist, and I said, I don't know what to do with this woman. I'm trying to do the best I can. And she said, let me tell you about a Buddhist approach. Every time you see her walk by, repeat to yourself, may you be comforted. May you be at peace. May you transcend your suffering. May your heart be blessed. So with gritted teeth, I began this practice. Things did not get better, but my compassion for her grew because I started seeing that all of the awful things I felt she was doing my direction were about her suffering. Then one day, she finally looked at me. I'm going to use the B word, please forgive me, but she was the one that said it. She called me into her office and she said, well, I've tried the bitch approach with you and that didn't work. The bitch approach? Is this a thing? Antoinette, is it a thing? No, it is not. Well, apparently it is for some people. I tried the bitch approach, and that did not work. I'm like, could you tell me what the outcome you were hoping for was? And she said, so now maybe we should just collaborate. Well, yes, maybe that would be better. But the only reason I tell that story is because A, it's funny, and B, because I made a lot of assumptions about her, and I definitely took it personally. And I wasn't doing my best. And I'm sure I wasn't being impeccable with my word until I chose to be. Until I chose to be from a place here that knew it would make a difference. May you be comforted. Say that with me. May you be comforted. May you be at peace. May you transcend your suffering. May your heart be blessed. Now, how would it be in your life? And again, remember, we're not going to do this perfectly. But if this could be a goal, if I could, in fact, call you to compassion, and if you would take this call up, what would happen in our community, in our city, in our state, in our country, in our world, if it could start as small as this group of people within the sound of my voice saying, I will strive all day, every day, to ask my parts to step back and instead come from a place of compassion for everyone around me, because I assure you, everyone around you is suffering. We do not know. They may suffer in fear. They may suffer in fight. They may suffer in flight. They may suffer in freeze. They may suffer in fawn, but I assure you, most likely they are suffering from something. Compassion. Here in this church right now, you're in a period of enormous, we are in a time of great transition. There are a lot of opinions floating around, flying around, fighting around. Yeah? Compassion. I don't know why you think that. I don't know why I think what I think. I wonder if we could just actually come from a place of compassion and find the middle place that is no doubt the truth. I just threw that one in for free. I love this place. I love these faces. We've all been together for a long time. If there was ever a time for compassion, it is now. So repeat after me. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. And so it is. Thank you.
As always, Gregory, awesome. Thank you very much. And now it's time to give back to what serves us. And I would like to ask our ushers to come forward now. We can also accept your gift using your card in the bookstore. And for our online viewers, please make a contribution using the link in the description below, or mail your check to our street address. So if you will hold your gift in your hand and repeat after me. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thank you for your love, and your loving gifts.
fears the way we die. You can make the mountains read or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, he will surely pass. When the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. People now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. If you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen, you hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hands. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, help us out. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Come on. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. One more time. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try and love one another right now. Right now. Right now.
Antoinette Olsen and Ulla Hedwig.
Thank you so much. Aren't we just so blessed here? I'm telling you what. Oh, gosh. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. And let's thank our speaker, Gregory Fisher. Our guest artist and the band. Woo! And our practitioners, of course. And if you have something that's heavy on your heart today, get with a practitioner for prayer treatment. We'll be standing out in the lobby there right after the service. Please join us in the fellowship hall for coffee and tea. And if you feel comfortable standing, we'd like to ask the visitors to stand up. We're not going to ask you to do anything, just to stand. No, thank you. Good. We hope you'll come back. Gregory, you want to come to the front since you're the speaker?
I do.
All right. And if all of you will just get comfortable in your seat, just gently close your eyes. You can join me for my closing treatment. And just know with me, there is only one power, one presence, and one great love. And I call this power and this presence and this love God. And sometimes I say Mother, Father, God. And I know that I am one with this God. And I know that I am grateful for our center. I'm grateful for each one of you because you are what makes this place what it is. And I'm grateful for our teaching, that we have this wonderful, complex teaching that we can study forever and still not learn it all, but still grow from it every time. Because as I go back and read things I've read 3 and 4 times, this next time I get something different. And that is an amazing experience. Just to read the same words and feel something different. That way I know I've grown from studying, from practicing, from living these teachings. So God, I thank you for this. I thank you for each person here today, Gregory expressing his gifts and talents through his speaking and his compassionate heart, because he does have a big, beautiful heart. I thank the musicians for all of their gifts and the way they express their gifts through their music, and they're performing here every week. And then our singers today who brought their gift with their voice was beautiful, touching, taught us a lesson in a different way with music. And God, I know that each person here today has been touched by something. If not everything, there is one thing that has touched their heart today and put a little fire in them that makes them want to be more, to do more, to express more of who they are in life, to be more like you, God, which is all love, all compassion, patience. That's the way we make it through, is to being more of those qualities of you. And I know that each one of us here today is carrying something home with us that we will start expressing as soon as we get home, because the practice is always there with friends and family to start with first, and then we can expand out into the world. And I know that this is what we're all doing, and that eventually this expanding out into the world is going to help to bring our country, our people back together, where we come from a place of love all the time with each other. So God, I release my word into the law of mind, knowing that all of this, or something so much better, is already done. So with all my love and all my gratitude, I say, I know this or something better is already done. And together we say, and so it is. All right.
Thank you, Elaine. All right, for those of you who are new, this is the time we stand up. Yeah, good. We stand up and we sing a song by Jackie DeShannon called Put a Little Love in Your Heart, okay? So let's join. Have a good one.
This program is a service of the Center for Spiritual Living Nashville. May your life be filled with joy and prosperity in every way. Learn more about our programs or contact one of our practitioners at our website, cslnashville.org. You may also want to follow us on Facebook at CSLNASH. You can make a big difference with your financial gift at lovecsln.com. Please share the link to this program with a friend and join us again next Sunday. Have a wonderful week.